Good evening, folks. Reloading Bench back with you once again. And this box is not what I was expecting. Well, the delivery is what I was expecting, but not in this condition for something that was purchased a couple days ago as new. So I'll talk about the old labels, what I ordered or what should be in this box is not battery operated. So I'm hoping this is just a replacement box that whoever sent this to me, whatever company sent this to me, was, I'm going to guess it was a return, and they reboxed it in this shitty beat up box, because again, this has only been in the Amazon delivery system for 2 days, where this box looks like it's been in the Amazon delivery system for about 2 months. So I'm going to open this and see if it's what I actually ordered before I go too far in depth on this video on what and why I ordered this. Because it might be some fakery. Some return, you know, swapperoonie. I've had the Amazon swapperoonie factor before. And this is feeling like swapperoonie. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is used. That's not new. Somebody used. And that might be part of why this is priced the way it's priced. So this is, I don't think new in box. It's definitely been opened by somebody else. But I went into this thinking that this was going to be a, I'll call it an interesting purchase. Wow, great packing. And I went into this thinking that, oh, I'll just return it if it's not what I think it's going to be. So there is only one video on this product, the Easy Melt Furnace 2. I don't know why it doesn't say Easy Melt Furnace 2, because that's what I ordered, the Easy Melt Furnace 2. And I'll show pictures of what I ordered. There's no other version of this particular furnace. And now that I've said that, meaning this is not a this is a ladle furnace. So you heat your lead, and then you use your ladle to do your molds or your bullets. It is not a drop system like the other furnaces. So, and I'll show a picture of my Lee that I've had for a number of years. So the only reason I bought this, took the chance, and now I know why it was priced the way it was priced, is I'll show you the price of this. And I think the reason this was priced like this and why it's opened is because whoever bought it didn't realize they bought the 240 volt international version as opposed to the 110 volt US/Canadian version. So when I saw this online by accident, and I'll show you, I got this from the rainforest. This was $51. And then I'm going to show you the prices of this product from RCBS as well as other rainforest, purchase now options. And this ranges from 180 to 220, and I'm using general, the pictures you'll see with prices will have the exact prices. So this is not a $50 furnace. The Lee is a $50 furnace. The Lee pot, the 10-pound Lee pot, whereas this is a 25-pound capacity. The Lee is a 10-pound capacity, much smaller. And I love my Lee, so don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with my Lee. But this, being at $51 and having a PID to control temperature built in, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, because I've used my Lee as, a smelter to clean lead and then pour into ingots, with a ladle process, because, trying to pour in ingots with a downpour was challenging. So let's look at this. Again, this was $51, and when you look at the prices of this from RCBS, 180 to 224, depending on, the 240 version, 240 volt version is actually more expensive on RCBS's website than the 110. And then when you look at prices on the Rainforest for this exact model, it's not $51. In fact, what's really funny, and I'll show this as well, is I went back today and clicked on my purchase, and this now from the company that I bought this at is, and I'll show the price, I want to say it's like $159 now as opposed to $51. And I'm going to guess that's for a brand new version as opposed to a used version. But this was sold as, so I'm going to guess that whoever bought this didn't even turn it on because they realized, oh shit, I bought the wrong version. So we're going to find out what it looks like. And again, there's only one single video on this particular furnace on the YouTubes. Whoops. And that is from 6 years ago. And it was RCBS doing a SHOT Show. I'm guessing when they saw this, they're like, oh shit, wrong version. At least that's what I'm thinking. And I'm just not a fan of the dust bunnies. So let's see. Has it been damaged? Okay, so the fact that whoever bought it couldn't even take the time to put it back in the bag, hey, let's bag it back up. That's kind of shitty. But I've got an old saying, people are shit. And that is just a true statement. People are shit. At the end of the day, it's a furnace. But again, having, and it looks like it needs to be we'll clean it off a little bit. Having the PID is very cool. So I knew what I was getting into when I bought this, meaning this is a 240 volt. It's not a 110, and it's not selectable either. So you can't just flip a switch and say, oh yeah, 110. This is 800 watts. So this might not work with my idea. Conceptually it will, but it might not work with what I have purchased. Oh wow. Yeah, I don't know what a new pot should look like, but man, it's a little rusty. Not going to worry about it because it's, the intent is to melt lead. All right. So we've got this out of the way. The sold as new, hoodwinked, not new. But again, I guarantee you this was a return from somebody who maybe saw the price and was like, oh, what a cool price. Let me go ahead and buy that. It's dusty as shit. So it's been on, somebody's shellfish. Doesn't look damaged. It just looks dusty as shit. So, wow, all of these freaking came with this. Multi-plugs. I didn't even see these fall out. So we have this plug. We have, well, I don't even know what that is. We have this plug. And we have this plug. And I think this will be the winner for what I'm going to try to do. But what I'm going to try to do, it's interesting that this is maybe bent. Who knows? Okay, so what I'm going to try to do is wipe my hands from the yucky dirtiness of this particular thingy thing. So, knowing what I got myself into, meaning this is a 240 volt furnace, but it's also significantly lower priced. I mean, this is the same price, almost, as the Lee pot. And again, the one I'm showing right now. And I've spent a considerable amount of money over the last 10 years upgrading my Lee pot with the PID and a whole bunch of other stuff so that it's a much better pot than the Lee pot. And then I purchased this. This is what an Amazon box should look like. You know, this might not work because I wasn't sure. And I looked online to see. So this will definitely be going back because I don't think it's strong enough to power this. This is only rated. This is a step up, step down converter. And it's only rated at 500 watts. And I could not find anything to tell me exactly, you know, this is 800 watts. The rating is 800 watts. So because this step up, step down transformer, which is nicely packaged, by the way, let me just do this. Very nicely packaged. So, and it was a cheapie. This was $31 from Amazon, and I'll show the price right about now. But this one's probably going to be going back, and I'll be polite enough to put it back in the box. Because I don't think this will be enough to power. Input power is going to be 110. Yeah, this is 500 volts. So I don't know if this is gonna, I don't know what 500 volts translates into wattage wise, because I am ignorant on electricity. Ignorant-ish. And I'm not even sure which plug will work. Will this one go? Okay, so it looks like this plug can work. So this one fits. Does this monster fit? Yeah, that one fits a little nicer. I'm running with this one. I'm gonna run with that big beast. So we're gonna put these two back in the box. Again, I have no idea if this is going to work. So let's get the rubber out of the way. And just deal with the leather. Okay, so this, let's see what pops and other. So we'll plug this bad boy in. We'll plug this boy in. Almost blowed it up, huh? We'll plug this in. We'll see if this lights up. It does. So there's our green. Now we're going to see if this lights up. And before I pull out all my stuff for measuring temperature, I'm going to go with the easy version. My old-fashioned, very old Ryobi. All right, this should be reading like 70 degrees when I put it in Fahrenheit. 53, 53, 54. All right, so we are going to turn this on. make sure. So I've got my 110 power. We are on. Oh, and it looks like there is no on and off switch on here. There is not. Okay, so this now says Celsius, 0 Celsius. So I have no idea how to set this because I know nothing about the instructions. But the fact that it powered on, and I'm not hearing anything go boom, is good. 55 degrees. All right, so let's do a quick how to set the PID. And let's set it for, so English is pages 4 to 10. And most of it is garbage on safety. So page 7 starts how to use. Plug the AC, easy melt, then plug the other, say, blah, blah, we did that. Add ingots or small pieces, we did, not going to do that. Using a digital thermostat, set the desired melting pot temperature. See digital thermostat. Using the digital thermostat, which the PID. Add ingots. Okay, so on page 8. All right, so page 8. PV is present value, measured pot temperature. Okay, so PV is the top number, so 14. I don't know what 14 is. 14. Obviously it's in Fahrenheit because, oh no, that's the, you should only use this between 32 degrees and 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Set value is the desired pot temperature. LED, I guess we can do this. LED indicators. Out is the heating element is on and heating. So out is 14. At thermostat is adjusting output to ensure the measure, blah, blah, blah. Operation. To press set button, SV will begin to flash. So where is the set button? The set button is all the way over here, which looks like it's got some damage to it. Okay. Set button. Now it's blinking. Use the blah up or down to increase to set your melting pot temperature. All right, so we're just going to say, well, that's, let's just say, lead is 700. The fact that use that when desired value is reached, use the blank button to move to the next value. When desired value is reached, use the, so I don't see this changing. To press set button, SV displays and begin to flash. Use the up arrow to increase, down arrow to decrease, and set your melting pot temperature. So right now it's set to 450. Yeah, I don't, well, maybe that's 17 output. That's 60. This is 56. So 60, 23. I wonder if this is in Celsius. Yes, it is in Celsius. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we're gonna go back down to what is 750 degrees in Celsius? Oh. All right, let me find out. Let me Google 750 degrees Celsius? Because I don't know. 398. All right, so let's do all right, so we have now set to 398 Celsius, which is about 750. And I can smell the heat. Let me make sure nothing is touching for melting purposes. It says we're at 121. I can definitely feel that. 150 according to... All right, once we get to the desired temperature, we would hit this left arrow key to move to the next value, and when the desired value is reached, use the blank button to move to the next value, and I don't know what next value there is. When the desired temperature is displayed, SV, to press set button to confirm desired temperature. All right, so we're gonna not go all the way to, let's just do 250 for the sake of time. And I'm gonna go to dinner. Okay. So again, the beauty of this solution that I'm looking at is I think somebody bought this unit thinking it was 110 and it was advertised at a great price, or they bought it at the, whatever price, full price, and once they got it, they realized, oh, wrong unit, and sent it back, and then whoever resold it was like, well, we got to get rid of this, so we're going to sell it at 50 bucks. Well, when you look at what this would normally cost for somebody who wanted the 240 version, this is an expensive furnace. This is not the lower end Lee cost furnace, but it requires additional hardware. And this is not heating up. It's at 80. It's not hot. The fan is working. We're almost, this says we're at 321. Again, that's Fahrenheit. So what is 250 Celsius? So let me go into Celsius. 169 Celsius. So let's go even lower to, actually let's not. Let's just leave it at, because it's almost at the 250. All right, once it gets to 250, we're going to use the left button. So there's an up arrow, a down arrow, a left arrow, and a set. So after we get to the desired temperature, we're going to go to whatever this left button says to move to the next value. I don't know what the next value means. Use left mouse button, left arrow button to move to next value, and then use up or down buttons to increase or decrease the value. So I'm not quite sure what that means. We're at 177 according to the pot. So there's a big difference between 177 on this and this 250. All right, so let's see what this... Oh, I think the left arrow is just to tell a specific digit. Yeah, it's just a digit. All right. When it was press set. All right, so now we're at 243 Celsius, which is 161 according to 180. I don't know where the heating element is in this thing. 144, 146. So that's a big delta between 243 Celsius and what I'm actually reading. And again, I don't know, maybe a call to RCBS to say, hey, what's up with that? Do not touch the unit during or after operation until cooled. Okay, so it looks like that left arrow is just for the digits. So the fact that I set it at 243 and it looks like it's trying to maintain 242, 243, relatively consistent. Let's see what 243 degrees in 243 Celsius is 469 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's see how close that is. All right, now we're back to Fahrenheit. This is 59 degrees Fahrenheit, so the 80 was Celsius before. 69, 63, 63, 147, 62. So in theory, this should be kind of hot. 265, 288, 338. Again, I'm guessing 338, depending on where the heating element is in here. So 338 is not quite 469, so we're off like 130 degrees. So I'm going to say that this is marginally accurate. I don't know how thoroughly accurate it is. And if you've seen on my channel years ago, I have a number of different thermostats for lead designed specifically for this. But again, this will be, excuse my hand, this will be a ladle process where, you know, open it up, scoop, pour, scoop, pour, scoop, pour into my ingot or mold or whatever. But the nice thing about this is a 25-pound capacity. The Lee pot is 10 pounds. So again, the cost of the Lee furnace, and I'll show the prices on both. The ladle furnace is like, I think, 40 some odd dollars, and the drop pour is like 50 some odd dollars. And again, the drop and the ladle, so there's only a handful of videos. Again, I think one video on this from 6 years ago, and then the Pro Melt, which is the drop pour version of this from a number of years ago. And a few people have the older version of the RCBS drop pour, not the Pro Melt 2. So this is the Easy Melt because of the ladle, and then there's the Pro Melt for the drop pour. But the fact that, you know, this is working, that's kind of cool. So together, this was 80 bucks, which is still 50% plus, 50, 60, 70%, depending on where you're buying this, from this cost. So let's go back to 357, consistency, 321, 321, 353. Let's go back to Celsius. 185, 146, 146. Again, I don't know where the heating element is. Looks like the heating elements are right around here. So maybe here, and 165, 169, 189. Maybe there's four. I don't know. I'd have to take it apart and see where the heating elements are. But, I mean, it works. All right. Actually, no, I think I was supposed to I was supposed to turn that down instead of just turning it off. I think I was supposed to go to 0. So let's go back to 0 and then go. Actually, let me see how high up this will go. Now, 450 Celsius is as high as it'll go. All right, so we have now turned it down to 0. I'm going to set it to 0. And I believe the fans go to 0. Fans will continue to run to cool unit. When the unit cools down and reads a display of 160 Fahrenheit, unplug. So I don't believe yeah, it's going down, but no Fahrenheit on this bad boy. This is just Celsius. And as you can see from this picture, again, Celsius. There is no Fahrenheit. Set value, pot value, out at AL. Out was heating elements, is on, and heating melting pot. So out is not working. Thermostat, AT, is lit. AT is adjusting output to ensure the measured melting pot is the same as what's set. AL illuminates to alert when the temperature is 30 to 50 higher than set value. Oh, that's cool. So alarm is now lit. Rather, AT was not lit. Alarm is lit because the pot is 30 to 50 degrees at 231 Celsius above 0. So that's why we have the AL for alarm. So this works. It actually works. I'm very I don't want to say impressed. I'm happy that it works. I know this was a return because I believe somebody bought it, not paying attention to the fact that it was an international version and not usable in the US unless you had a converter. And I decided that it was worth picking up a converter to have a converter. So that's a plus right there. And then to be able to test this and see if it will work, because I have melted lead in the past and have used my Lee pot as a melting pot, just not for pouring, but for doing other things with the ladle to do ingots or other. So that's kind of cool. That's a wrap. Very interesting device. I'll call this kind of like a Black Friday, which is what I'm doing now. I'm looking for Black Friday specials that will end up being Christmas presents. So here we are, and I don't think I showed the converter in the full video, but yeah, this is a good pickup for $50, $30. This is the real winner at 50. I mean, 30, great to be able to do the conversion, convert the 240 down, step down to 110, and still work. So I think we're good. Yeah, but definitely not brand new as advertised. So that is it for tonight. Take care, folks.